Ladies and gentlemen, today's event is one that we've come to recognize how important it is. Real estate investment is one that you and I understand and know that is classic, it never dies out. And so at the AFECA 2018, we are going to be exploring a lot of these topics that is going to help us position the real estate industry. And there's no other person or organization better qualified to do this than the property.ng.
It is gratifying to note that the agenda of this conference is to create an avenue to meet industry thought leaders that can offer solutions to Africa's housing and infrastructural developmental issues. A platform for deliberation on concrete solutions regarding formulation and implementations of effective policies that will help reshape the development and growth of the African real estate market.
Over the years, Africa as a continent has gone through various significant changes and development and challenges during these processes. As a continent of diverse people and tongues, most of our issues are identified, thereby making it imperative to occasionally come together to find innovative solutions. Today's theme, Growing African Cities, the reshaping model, represents an opportunity for us to go back to the drawing board to collectively determine and reimagine the future of our African cities and the real estate industry in general.
In 2014, there was a World Bank report, and I'm sure that number would have changed now, that said that we have a housing gap of 17 million. We've spoken about that number too often. But the truth of the matter is that that is the demand. But the effective demand is actually less than 10% of that.
How can urban leaders, both in the private and public sector, promote efficiency in providing basic services to make cities affordable and sustainable for everyone once again?
I think we should differentiate between sustainable development and sustainable housing. Sustainable development looks at a tripod stand of economic prosperity, where everybody prosper economically.
When you are talking about sustainability, you are talking about maintenance of those houses, structure. Like Mr. Akintunde said, if you build the houses and you sell them out and there is no provision for maintaining them over years, certainly it will run down, and then, of course, at the end of the day, nothing.
For us to be able to tackle this challenge that we have, there has to be collaboration between the private sector and the public sector.
How can technologies such as building information modeling help to make housing developments more efficient on a larger scale?
Modernism came about where there was a break in the old orders, going away from ornamentation, and the idea of the machine, manufacturing, things being produced, mass design. So by simplifying the process, improving efficiency, you could pass that cost saving down to the end users.
We should understand that our environment is a bit different from other environments. And I must say that if by chance we got to know about any upcoming technology, we should be at fast pace to actually understand that technology and understand how it fits into our environment.
With regard to 3D printing, like an engineer was speaking about, yes, I do agree that we should experiment and we should try things. It's only right, especially if the wherewithal is available, it makes sense to be able to try and see what this can be. But my concern is primarily with the widespread adoption of it. We're probably some ways away from actually doing that. For instance, our power issues and our infrastructure issues already make it a no-no because you need power to 3D print. And you can't be 3D printing, then light goes off and you go and turn on the generator. It's not going to work. So I'm not sure that we can go too far with that, but we can keep tabs on it. We can keep trying it, keep looking at it.
What are these challenges that are faced by investors, especially when it comes to issues surrounding access to capital?
When it comes to Africa, in terms of real estate financing, it's very key for us to look at it from a point of view of cities instead of countries in itself.
When it comes to challenges faced by foreign investors, clearly, when you have political or economic instability, these guys are worried. For instance, now, if you look at our markets are trending pretty down and trading at very year low prices as we speak.
You cannot invest in land for which there is no transparency or ownership. You need that. And was it neoclassical economists? They say that private sector is actively driven by profit, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And so you cannot invest in a market for which there is no security, there is no certainty.